Hello, welcome to Victory is Ours ELeague recap, week 2, day 2. Let's I don't know what happened this today.
Yeah, honestly, it's quite a crazy day.
Yeah. So to start off, G2 versus Optic in Jesus Christ. I'd say all three matches, all the best of twos kind of went one. They all went 2-0 to whoever was the superior team, but it seemed
Yep.
to one of the matches would be just kind of a landslide against one team, and then the other one would be kind of like an evenish match. Uh,
Yeah,
so
oddly enough.
the first map train for G2. 16-14 for G2, obviously. G2 with 2-0, like I said earlier. Um, just such a weird for them to actually for Optic. I thought it was gonna be like way less rounds for Optic in both matches. Not
Okay, I
expecting that.
I agree, but if you watch the match, when G2 got onto T side,
Hmm.
they or no, sorry, CT side, they lost like 8 rounds in a row, and because they just kept like forcing up and forcing up. They won like one round
Yeah,
in the course of like 10 rounds, and then they were like, all right, they got the money, and then they just won that round, and then they won the game from there. But like they were just kind of like forcing up every single round just to close it out because they had those rounds to play with in the beginning.
okay,
And then it
yeah,
got close, and then they were like, "All right, we gotta close this out." And that's what they bought a double op setup, and they just destroyed them.
yeah, and they seem to do really good. Nafly with 23 kills, Mixwell with 25, Stanislaw with 27. Stanislaw finally
Yeah,
coming alive much more this match.
I mean,
That's
Optic did put up quite a fight, but
yeah.
G2 were just I don't know, they were
G2 with
forcing up a lot.
over
And
20 kills each, pretty much. Well, all of them
yeah,
actually. 21, 21,
hmm
24, 23, and 22. Uh,
all really consistent.
yeah, like that's what you want to see, right? Like we talked about yesterday. Is you want to see that like that 2 to 3 kind of like kill range for everybody. Like they don't have to be exactly like everybody has 20 kills even. You want to see 23, 24, 21, 21, 22. That's a very good score because you know that everybody's doing their equal parts. And even if like Scream and RPK have 22 deaths and 23 deaths, even if they're dying, you know that the rest of your teammates are closing out the round, which is what you want. You don't want to just it doesn't matter if you die if you can close out the round, then that's the point. So
Yeah,
that's really good to see
moving on
from
to
them.
Nuke,
Yeah,
you just see that Optic got destroyed. They
just
had no chance.
utterly
Daps
destroyed.
is really the only player who showed any promise. He got 17 kills. Everybody else had, other Rush had 11, but everybody else had under 10,
RPK
which is
with
just
an 2.86 KD
yeah,
that
20 kills,
match.
7 deaths. That's insane.
Like,
Shocks had 24 kills. Those two were doing pretty good that game. It's G2 seemed to be playing really consistent this tournament with RPK, Scream, and Shocks all kind of up in the top. Smith's had one game where he was, doing pretty good. Body's been pretty consistent, not too bad, not too good, but
he did have
they've
that
just
one
been
match
really consistent.
yesterday though.
Yeah, but like they've all been really consistent at getting kills. No, well, like it seems every map one person kind of shines, but the rest of the team still does good. Whereas like these losing teams, everybody does bad, but like one person. Like Daps had 17 kills, everybody else had under 10, which is
Hmm.
really just awful.
That is like, I mean, granted it's G2 former top players. Well, I mean they still are top
Yeah, that's
players,
true.
but former top team players especially.
Yeah,
G2
they know how
being
to
just kind
compete.
of like not well known anymore. Like transferring from old TS or the TSM to no. Who was former G2 was went to TSM, right?
Titan,
No, before that. Before it was Titan,
phase.
because Titan moved to G2, but before Titan was G2, wasn't it? Was it Phase? I don't
What?
remember. No, because before, never mind. Never forget it. Doesn't matter. It's
All
not
right.
really relevant. But yeah, just to see like with the transfer of the players, like G2 has never been like a huge top tier team. Um, back when they were Kingwin and whatever, they were slightly better. But after they turned to G2, it just kind of like it's weird how like after a point of like changing their org, either even just their name, that the team just kind of changes, and it's something I'm not sure what it is, but I've seen many teams once they've switched over, like TSM, were like a force to be reckoned with, and then they moved to Astralis, and then they were just non-existent. Especially now, it's like they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
Like it's strange how that happens, and I'm not sure what goes on behind the scenes completely, but it's strange how that happens, and it's kind of sad to see. But I mean,
Well, it worked out better for Titan, which is
yeah.
or G2.
Well, it took them a while to
But
get back back to where they are now.
it
They've been G2 for like how
it didn't
long?
take them that long. They weren't G2 for that long, probably only like a month. But
No, I think two, maybe two.
I don't know,
Feels
a
like a
month or
while.
two. But still, that's good for them to come back.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
kind
better
of
too late than
just
never. Like
yeah, that's really
we don't
good.
want to
Body
just
helped
hear
them out.
we don't want to hear like the entire team of G2 just like retire and like yeah, we suck. We're just gonna stop playing now. Like it's like
Really, once they added body is when they started doing a lot good, better,
yeah,
which I think is
a lot good.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a I don't know if body did something or if just their motivation was like, all right, we got to do this, and then they
Hmm.
started stepping it up. I don't know, but they went perfect this tournament so far, just like LG last week. They haven't lost a single map yet, which is really good for them. It shows promise for tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully we
And
can see another G2 and LG matchup.
yeah,
That'd be sick.
potentially in the future.
Hmm.
Coming up with the next two were Selfless and Nip,
Yep.
and Selfless lost both of those. I think we said that Selfless was, or I said that Selfless was going to take one map, and Nip was going to take one. I don't remember exactly what you said.
I think I said I can see a 1v1 or a 1-1, but I thought I was pretty sure it was gonna be a 2-0 for NIP if they played their cards right. Just only considering the fact that they lost to uh G2 pretty easily,
Hmm.
and one of the matches being like just a total domination. So that's why I gave and plus Selfless did show up pretty well the other day. That I gave
Against
it a one
G2.
one, a possible 1-1. So, but just not really many people coming alive on Selfless. Like most, Mitch with 19 kills, Relics with 17. But considering how we saw, uh, a 30 bomb from Relics to tie up with RPK at 32 as well. Um,
Hmm.
again against G2, it's sad to see that against NIP they couldn't do anything.
Yeah,
Forest and Pyth with 22 kills. Not the kills aren't even that drastic on NIP's side. 12, 18, 22, 16, 22.
they
With
just didn't die.
yeah, I guess not. And yeah, I guess. But even the deaths on the other team aren't even that bad. Like it's strange how that worked out. I guess a lot of
It was just
saves
played
maybe.
really like tactically. If like the two maps that Selfless played against Nip, Nip has Threat, their coach, who's
Hmm.
really good at setting up new strats, and Cobblestone and Cash are great maps for setting up strats. That Selfless just couldn't do anything because Nip has that coach Threat who's really good with just setting up different things that Selfless wouldn't be expecting. Whereas the team like G2 that they played yesterday don't have that backing behind them to like set up all these really intricate things. And I think that's part of the reason that Nip kind of just took it on this one.
Yeah, for sure. Like it's very strange the way that the deaths work. I feel like they don't add up, but
Yeah,
it feels
if it
like
would have been a different potentially Selfless could have win, but the two maps that they played, it's just they were out like played, I guess, maneuvered, strat.
yeah, like I'm assuming there will be there was a lot of a saving on uh Selfless's side, which is weird, but I mean either way, um they like they did come back in the second match on Cash. They did better. They didn't come back or win, but they did better against compared to Cobble. Cobble's probably not their map in NIPs. I think it's a really good map for NIP.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
so to see NIP doing better. I mean, granted, I didn't think that they would lose both maps, but I would have liked to see at least a 1-1, if not a 2-0 for Selfless, because
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah,
Turn things around.
because you want to see those upsets, right? You don't always want to see like, oh, here's here's the top one team, and they're just gonna destroy the top like 42 team. Like you want to see. You want to see the underdog, right? Everybody loves the underdog winning over like the top player, right? Everybody loves that in the movies and anything. So like
Hmm.
when Relics gets that 32 bomb, that's hype. That's everybody's like, okay, Selfless is a team we want to see play, and everybody, more fans start showing up. So, but with this match, I guess they just they showed up. Relics even with 23 kills, and Nifty
Yeah.
with 20. But just I guess the even force and Forest at 25 exists at 20, so they just kind of were denying them pretty much anything. Like, granted, they got kills, they just didn't. They just didn't completely kill the entire team and get the bomb down or defuse the bomb or whatever the case.
Yeah, Selfless was doing good, but they weren't doing good enough to take the
Mm-hmm.
maps from Nip, and
Yeah,
yeah, that's why they got 2-0'd. And then moving on to the last one, which was Optic versus Selfless, and the first map, Cobblestone, just not Selfless map, I guess. Got
yeah,
16-1.
just and this is the one that we said where we thought would go to a 2-0 for Selfless, but instead is a 2-0 to Optic, which
Yeah, and I'm not 100% sure on like why. I mean, if you look, Mixwell did really well, 20 and 10, and Rush 19 and 8. But when we look at Selfless, no one showed up. No one went above and beyond really. The most kills were 11 for
Connor and then
Selfless.
10 for Nifty. Like,
Yeah, but if we look at Optic, it's 15, 20, 13, 19. Like all just doing way better
Mixwell
than
with 20, yeah. Like, but they have no deaths. Nafly has 15 and 5, so he's a 3 KDR. Like, really, it was Nafly bringing it home with no deaths, I guess. Pretty
yeah,
much.
pretty much. Well, he's an opper, so he would be Cobblestone's the map for him there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's really interesting that was the case.
yeah, just a 16 one. They got destroyed. But then the second map, they fought, but they didn't win it in the end. It was 16-14. It was again, I think Selfless were in the lead for the first half of the game, but then yeah, Selfless had a decent amount of wins the first half, and then they had 7, and then they just lost.
Yeah. Like, and
They they
35
couldn't keep it.
from Relics. 35 kills on this map. Like,
Yeah, Relics has been the most consistent out of all of them this
it might be that
whole
Relics
tournament.
is on a team that is not helping him. Like, I think that Relics is the guy to shine. Maybe Nifty as well, and maybe Mitch, but I don't think that their whole team is able to cooperate. I think that the team's dealing with uh, one or two players that are like not consistently, but what more consistently good
Good.
over the
Yeah,
other teammates. So like
for sure.
say like Relics and Nifty, maybe Mitch as well, are like 60-70% consistent on how good they do, and then the rest are like kind of like 50 or under. So if they can if they can figure out how to get those other guys more consistent or replace them with more consistent players, I think we could have a
Hmm.
pretty good team for NA. But
Yeah, I'm
at the
sure.
moment
Reckless is
it's
just a really good player that
yeah.
I could see doing way better in the future, possibly getting on a better team. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of people moving teams right now, and
Hmm.
I don't know. We'll see him. Hopefully shine later. And then I mean, you look at Optic on the second map. Mixwell 26 kills. He did really good. He's the only one that shined, but 35 kills was higher by 9 kills than Optic's most.
Yeah, and that's
So
strange how they lost too. Like, I mean, I've seen it before, but like, you'd think that that would have defined
they
as that.
just couldn't close the map out.
I guess
Really,
not.
is
Yeah.
what it came down to.
Yeah, they tried their
And
hardest, and I guess. But that's the thing. That's like they're trying. Like even
yeah,
like, I mean, I don't know how much I can say about Cobble, but you know, they did their best at competing against some really good teams. You know, Optic, uh, not as great as NIP, but NIP would. I'm surprised they got 16-1 by Optic than NIP, which is interesting
yeah.
because NIP obviously I could see them probably going at 2-0 to 16-0 rather than
Hmm.
the score that they had, but this shows that Selfless does have a potential. They have a
Potential.
lot of potential, and they just need to work on that. And I think they've improved a lot since like a month ago. I say, so to
For sure.
hopefully they can we can see them like just like come in fangs and all like, but
I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. Maybe they can pull something
hopefully,
out.
yeah. That'd be really cool to see. Who they're facing? Well, actually, we'll move on to the predictions.
Predictions.
So it's G2 versus Selfless. That's right. I was gonna say G2, and Optic versus NIP. So for G2 versus Selfless, I think it's safe to say there's probably gonna be a really really bad landslide for or just destruction on G2 side against a 2-0 for G2 basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the 2-0 for G2 as well. It's best of
The
three. I don't.
only just it's so inconsistent with the matches that I don't know if I want to say it's going to be like a 16-5 or lower for G2, or if it'll be like a close match because of
I think
how
Selfless
Selfless
will put up
is.
a fight because they did before against G2, and I
That's
think it could
true.
have just been the maps. We don't really know, but I don't know. I'm gonna give the 2-0 to G2, but I think it's gonna be a close fight like it was before. But I don't think they're gonna get 16-1 by G2.
Yeah, I'd
I
like
think
to
Selfless
see.
can put up that fight.
I'd like to see a win from Selfless. But obviously
I would
2-0.
too, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah,
So,
it'd
and
be
then
awesome.
for the next matchup we have Optic and Nip,
But it is a
and
best of 3.
it is the best of three.
It is. Yeah. So
So could take a map, but I just don't see it happening.
yeah, probably not. And then Optic versus NIP. Uh,
I'm gonna go 2-0 for NAP.
they lost to Optic yesterday, didn't they? Pretty sure.
NAP, no, they beat Optic.
Oh, okay.
They won both matches. Optic hasn't won a single match.
Oh, what?
Or
Who?
no, it's Selfless hasn't
Oh,
won.
well,
Selfless.
they beat they got their first two matches. Their first two wins were against Selfless today.
Yeah,
So yeah,
but
at 2-0 NIP.
because NAP destroyed Optic, um,
Yeah,
I just think I can't see Optic winning this any map on NIP because of how bad NIP destroyed them on day one.
yeah, for sure.
So my predictions for the final are gonna be NIP versus G2 here, but we don't know about that. But yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna have to give the 2-0 to NIP.
yeah, for sure. I think there'll be like really good matches. Hopefully, I don't know. Just with the matches that like this week so far, they've been kind of like some of them have been really good, and then some of them have just been like, just why is this pro CS? Pretty
I
much.
think the teams last week were a better,
Oh yeah,
um, just more interesting to watch than this week
yeah.
because this week we have some pretty good teams versus some like alright teams, and it's kind of going in on day one. I could have seen what happened, like seen the wins and been like, okay, this makes sense. But last week I was like, no, I didn't see this coming. But now I'm like, oh, it's kind of going how I expected it to go.
Pretty
I mean,
much,
that's
yeah.
gonna happen, but
But I mean, I'd like
I
to
don't know.
like. Obviously, we have G2 and NIP, which are top some pretty high up there teams compared to Optic and Selfless, which are much lower. But obviously, we're gonna see, with a group like this, it's gonna be kind of just all over the place.
Yeah.
It's not like we're getting like Fnatic, LG, NIP, and I don't know, Cloud9 or something. But I couldn't think of a better team than Cloud9 at the moment. But Cloud9 will probably get destroyed by all those teams. Let's face it.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, like we saw, like it's still only day 2. Day 3 should be like that's the thing. Like it should be much more entertaining, and I don't think it'll be completely a landslide because I think Selfless and Optic both have had time to read the opponents and their plays and
And put up
how they
fights.
yeah. So they should get a sense, and if not, that's what they need to work on. They need to work on analyzing their opponents' plays and fixing that, like fixing like filling the gaps that they leave and exposing the gaps that NIP leave. Right. That's how you win. So
Hmm.
you know it's like that. What's that game back in like elementary school? It's like where everybody like lines up and holds hands, and then they yell something, or they chant something, and everybody goes around. Nah, I don't know, but
Red Rover.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, like that's basically
Yeah.
what we have to do, right? Like you have to make sure they can't get through your defenses and
Hmm.
vice versa. So stupid analogies by Empire. All right, but yeah, that's that's been day two, the day two recap of ELeague for week two. Hope you guys agree and enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.